Okay, so today we're diving deep into some juicy source material.
Juicy is right.
Paulo Coelho's The Winner Stands Alone. And this time we're not just talking themes and symbolism, we're going full-on character study.
Right into the Lion's Den. Or should I say Lions Film Festival?
Because it's the Cannes Film Festival, baby.
Yeah.
But hold on, before you picture red carpets and paparazzi, Coelho takes us behind the velvet ropes, into the minds of the people who actually make this whole thing tick.
And let me tell you, it gets intense. Coelho doesn't shy away from the ambition, the desperation, the almost primal hunger for recognition that seems to drive this world.
So much more than just a glitzy backdrop, Cannes becomes this pressure cooker of human desire.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where Coelho thrives, doesn't he? Dissecting those desires, showing us the good, the bad, and the downright ugly.
And he does it through the eyes of 4 very different characters, each one on their own mission at Cannes.
Each one a piece of the puzzle, trying to navigate this world of wealth, fame, and fleeting connections.
And some navigate it better than others, let's just say.
That's a good way to put it. Take Igor, for example. Talk about a cautionary tale.
Oh, Igor. He's our resident cautionary tale, isn't he? A Russian millionaire, successful, but clearly not in a good place.
Not in a good place at all. His wife, Iwa, has left him, and he's utterly fixated on winning her back. That's his sole mission at Cannes.
And his plan. Let's just say, grand gestures are his love language, but not the good kind.
Yeah, this isn't exactly a bouquet of roses. This is,
Yeah.
well, we'll get there, but it's extreme. And this is where Coelho really gets us thinking, I think. The lengths we go to for love. The lines we cross when we're hurting, desperate to reclaim what we've lost.
Because Igor, he's convinced that if he could just shake up Iwa's world enough, she'll come running back.
Right.
It's like he needs to create chaos to get her attention.
Exactly. And he's not afraid to use himself, his own life, as part of that chaos.
Which he describes in a very disturbingly calm manner, I might add. Like he's thought out every detail.
He has, and it's chilling. The meticulousness of it, the utter lack of doubt. Coelho doesn't let us off easy here.
And this is where that metaphor of the frog comes in.
The frog in the pot, slowly being boiled alive. It's a powerful image, right?
So powerful. And it perfectly illustrates how Eeyore felt in his relationship, he says. Comfortable, maybe even complacent, and then suddenly everything's on fire. And he's left scrambling, trying to make sense of how he got there.
And in that state of panic, that sudden loss of control, people can do drastic things. Igor being a prime example.
Because he becomes so fixated on this idea of winning Iwa back that he loses sight of everything else. Morality, empathy, even logic.
He convinces himself that the ends justify the means, that the only way to get through to Iwa is to make a statement.
And what a statement it is.
We're not kidding. Igor decides the best course of action, the thing that will make Iwa see him, is to set his car on fire.
In the middle of Cannes.
Oh.
Talk about an insurance claim.
Oh, he's way past insurance claims at this point. He's talking about destruction, about creating chaos to get her attention.
And this is where things take a dark turn. Because Igor needs someone to witness this grand act of self-sabotage. Someone to deliver his message to Iwa.
And better than a complete stranger, right?
Enter Olivia, a young woman selling crafts on the streets of Cannes. She's just trying to make a living, completely unaware that she's wandered into Igor's twisted narrative.
Coelho's mastery of suspense is on full display here. We know Igor is capable of extreme action. We've seen his desperation, his ruthlessness.
And now, this encounter with Olivia, it takes on a whole new level of unsettling.
Because Igor, he approaches her with this air of detached intensity. He pays her for her time, engages her in conversation, but there's something off about him.
An edge, like he's already checked out, mentally preparing for something else.
Exactly. And then he starts talking about destroying worlds, about creating chaos to get Iwa's attention. He's trying to justify his actions to make Olivia understand his pain.
But in doing so, he reveals the depths of his delusion. It's chilling.
Utterly chilling. And poor Olivia, she has no idea what she's stumbled into. And then in broad daylight, amidst the bustling crowds of Cannes, Igor takes Olivia's life.
Just like that.
Just like that. And the most disturbing detail, he feels exhilarated. The act of violence, it somehow makes him feel more alive, more in control. Coelho doesn't shy away from that.
It's a twisted kind of liberation, and it leaves us reeling.
It's meant to. Coelho forces us to confront the darkness that can lie at the heart of human desire, even in the name of love.
I mean, we've got Igor completely unraveling, driven to this horrific act by his obsession with Iwa. And then there's Javits, who has it all, the success, the lifestyle, But he's utterly detached from it, like he's looking for something real, something genuine, in a world that's all about facades.
It's fascinating, isn't it? That contrast between these two characters. One driven to extremes by loss, the other paralyzed by an abundance of, well, everything.
And then we meet Gabriella, our aspiring actress, trying to carve out her own space in this chaotic world of Khan. She's another piece of the puzzle, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And she brings a whole other level of ambition to the table. But unlike Igor's need for control or Javit's search for meaning, Gabriella, she's driven by this raw hunger for recognition, for validation.
And she's not afraid of hard work.
Uh,
Coelho doesn't glamorize her journey, does he? He throws us right into the thick of it. Picture this: a cramped apartment, clothes strewn everywhere, a dozen other hopefuls all vying for their big break.
It's a familiar scene for anyone who's ever chased a dream, isn't it? That mix of excitement, exhaustion, and the constant fear that you're one step away from either making it or crashing and burning.
And for Gabriella, it's not just about the dream itself. It's about proving everyone wrong.
Right. He takes us back to that pivotal moment in her childhood, that school play where she froze, messed up her lines, and ended up being cut from the production.
Ouch. Talk about a blow to the ego, especially at that age.
It's more than just a bruised ego, though. For Gabriella, it becomes this defining moment. It fuels her ambition, her determination to show everyone, especially those who doubted her, that she's capable of so much more.
And she's come close, hasn't she? Commercials, modeling gigs. Coelho doesn't shy away from the less glamorous side of making it.
Exactly. She's paid her dues, made compromises, even considered some offers that would make your skin crawl, all in the name of getting her foot in the door.
And now she's a can, surrounded by the best of the best, all vying for the same opportunities.
Mm.
But she has this quiet confidence, wouldn't you say? Like, she knows she's meant for something bigger.
Oh, absolutely. And she's smart about it. She understands that men, especially in this industry, might underestimate her, and she's willing to use that to her advantage. There's a scene where she's preparing for an audition, and she chooses to dress down to appear less threatening.
Because she knows they won't see her coming.
Exactly. And it's both brilliant and kind of heartbreaking, isn't it? That she feels the need to downplay her intelligence, her ambition to get ahead. But that's the reality of the world Coelho is portraying, isn't it?
It's a cutthroat world, and Gabriella's learned to play the game. But you can sense that inner conflict. How far is she willing to go to achieve her dreams? What lines is she willing to cross?
It's a question that hangs over everything she does. And then, of course, their paths collide. Gabriella and Javits.
Talk about a clash of titans. You've got Javits, this jaded millionaire who's lost his taste for the very things Gabriella craves. And Gabriella, she's a breath of fresh air, a reminder of what it means to want something so badly you can practically taste it.
And Javits, he's drawn to that, isn't he? To her raw ambition, her unwavering belief in herself. It's both intriguing and a little threatening to someone like him. Because here's the thing about Javits. He's used to being the one in control, the one calling the shots. And Gabriella, well, she's not the type to be controlled.
No, she's definitely not. And that makes their encounter all the more electric, wouldn't you say? Because you know it could go either way. Will Javits use his influence to help her, or will he crush her under the weight of his own cynicism?
It's a nail-biter, for sure. But while we're on the edge of our seats, waiting to see what unfolds between Gabriella and Javits, there's another player in this game we need to talk about. Someone who represents a very different kind of ambition, a different kind of hunger altogether. And her story, well, it's just as captivating, but for very different reasons.
You're talking about Maureen, right? Our
Mm.
filmmaker. She's got this raw passion, this belief in the power of storytelling to make a difference.
And she's willing to put everything on the line for it. Which is where things get really interesting, because she's about to come face to face with the harsh realities of this world and with Javits Wild himself. And trust me, it's a meeting that will leave you breathless.
So we've got Maureen, our passionate filmmaker, about to step into the lion's den, right? Face to face with Javits, a man who holds her dream in his hands. Talk about a nerve-wracking scenario.
And Koei, he doesn't just tell us about this meeting, he throws us right into the middle of it. The anticipation, the carefully chosen words, that flicker of hope in Maureen's eyes as she pitches the secrets of the cellar.
You can practically feel the weight of her expectations, right? This film, it's not just a project for her, it's a mission. She truly believes it can make a difference, that it can expose the darkness lurking beneath the surface of this glamorous world.
And there's an innocence to her conviction, wouldn't you say? Especially in contrast to the jaded cynicism of someone like Javits.
It's like she's bringing a bucket of cold, hard truth to a champagne and caviar party.
Exactly. And you can practically see Javit's defenses going up. He's used to the spiel, the carefully crafted pitches, the veiled promises of fame and fortune. But Maureen, she's not playing that game.
She's laid bare, putting it all on the line for something she believes in, and that's both compelling and unsettling for someone like Javits.
Because her passion, her belief in the power of art to make a difference, it challenges his entire worldview. It's like she's holding up a mirror, forcing him to confront the emptiness of his own success.
And how does he react to that?
Not well. He picks apart her pitch, questions her motives, almost seems to resent her for her idealism.
It's heartbreaking in a way, isn't it? To witness someone's passion being met with such indifference.
And yet, Coelho doesn't let us condemn Javits entirely. Remember that man sipping pineapple juice alone? The one Javits envied.
The epitome of simple contentment.
Exactly. Maureen, in her own way, represents that same kind of authenticity. She's not jaded, not yet corrupted by the cynicism of this world, and that both draws Javits to her and repels him.
It's like he recognizes something in her that he's lost, something he desperately wants to recapture, but he doesn't know how.
And ultimately, he chooses the familiar over the unknown. He rejects Maureen's pitch, her passion, her belief in the power of change.
It's a crushing blow, both for Maureen and for us as readers, I think. We want to believe that someone with Javits' power, his influence, would recognize the importance of a story like The Secrets of the Cellar. But Coelho, he doesn't give us that easy satisfaction.
He reminds us that even in a world of winners, there are casualties. Dreams get crushed, idealism fades, and sometimes the darkness prevails. And with that, we come to the end of our journey through Paulo Coelho's The Winner Stands Alone. We've walked alongside these characters, witnessed their triumphs and their downfalls, and grappled with the complexities of their ambitions and desires.
It's been a roller coaster, that's for sure. From Igor's desperate need for control, to Javits' yearning for authenticity, Gabriella's fierce climb to recognition, and Maureen's heartbreaking realization that even the purest intentions can be met with indifference, Coelho has given us a lot to unpack.
He's forced us to confront the shadows lurking beneath the surface of success, the seductive but often destructive nature of ambition, and the importance of holding on to our values, even in a world that seems determined to strip us of them.
And perhaps that's the most valuable takeaway from this deep dive. That winning, in the truest sense of the word, isn't about achieving some external marker of success, but about staying true to ourselves, to our values, to the things that give our lives meaning.
Even when it's hard, even when the world tells us otherwise, even when it feels like we're the only ones who believe in the power of our dreams. Because ultimately, those are the victories that truly matter.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this thought. What are you willing to fight for? What compromises are you unwilling to make? And what does it truly mean to win in the game of life?
Food for thought, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep diving deep.